see it in fear, and will trust in the Lord. I waited patiently for the Lord, and He heard my cry. He brought me up out of the pit and established my steps. He put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. Many will see it and fear, and will trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust, who does not respect the proud, nor turn aside to lies. Many, Lord, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts and thoughts toward us, they cannot be recounted. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust, who does not respect the proud, nor turn aside to lies. Many, Lord, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts which are toward us, they cannot be recounted to you in order. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Church in the Kitchen via Facebook Live. I'm your host, Paisley, Yankolovich. Thank you guys for being here. Wow, another Sunday. Another Sunday in the kitchen. Another socially distant Sunday in the kitchen. Hi, everybody who's checked in: Bill, Nick, Ebony, Sean, Don, Haiku. Trying to remember all the names as they were going by. It's hard. I had to remember the words. I'm old. Okay, I wrote that, even though I didn't really write it entirely. It was pretty much from Psalm 40. And by the way, all my songs are, hi Amy, are available for free download. Everything I've recorded is available for free download on my website, PaisleyYankolovich.com. The link is attached to this video if you watch it on Facebook. And you can also go there, and if you want to donate to my ministry, I would really appreciate that. The Kitchen is a house church in Phoenix, Arizona. We meet here in my kitchen. That's supposed to be my dining room, and I'm standing sort of under the ceiling fan inside what is the kitchen, what probably would be like an island. So, but I have a lot of counter space to prepare healthy vegetarian food, so I don't need an island. And no man is an island. No, I'll stop. Islands in the street. No, I'll stop. How many more do I have? Island of the Blue Dolphins. I'll probably see a bunch come up. It'll be funny. Wow. I always really liked, I still like, when I watch talk show hosts poke fun at the news events of the week. My favorite part of Saturday Night Live historically has been Weekend Update for that very reason. And I attended a church for a long time in my youth, and the pastor would always bring up current events in the sermons especially the big stuff. And and so I always comment on current events, and I'm thinking maybe today I should call my sermon current events, because I just have a bunch of stuff listed out, and I don't have any order whatsoever. These are just the notes I've collected throughout the week, and but I will say though that one of the funnest events of the week. Hi Robert, hi Sean, hi Stan, good for you. You will be happier and healthier. And if you ever want suggestions on vegan food recipes or just hacks that you can have at home that will make your life easier, just write me private. And anybody, write me private if you want to learn about vegan and vegetarian foods and how to make them fun. Hi Tammy. And also, if you have any ministry needs whatsoever, I really am here for you. So please write me anytime if you want to talk. And one of my favorite news events of the week was Jerry Falwell Jr. So, now I've already ruffled a couple Christian feathers just by bringing it up. And I'm going to say, tough shit. You have watched The View, you have watched Wendy Williams, you have watched Saturday Night Live, and you've gotten mad and judged somebody on television for doing something or saying something. And if you've never done that, then judge me all you want. But Jerry Falwell Jr. posed at an alcohol-infused party with his fly open, with his pants open, showing his underwear and his gut, next to a woman who wasn't his wife, with her pants open, showing her gut. And I saw it. I didn't know that wasn't his wife, and I thought, well, maybe they were just showing like what happens when you gain the COVID-19 pounds and can't fit into your clothes, and I thought it was funny and harmless. I'm still at funny and harmless, by the way, on this. But actually, they were at a party. That wasn't his wife. He's holding a drink that he swears is just black water and was just a prop. What is black water other than one of the best songs of all time by the Doobie Brothers? It's really, truthfully, my favorite. But is there such thing as black water? I hope someone tells me. But anyways, he's holding a glass of something that looks like alcohol, and he has his pants open enough to see an inch or so of his underwear. And he says that she was pregnant and couldn't fit into her clothes, and so he just did it as a joke to make her feel better, and got his picture took, and it was completely harmless. Now he has stepped down as president of Jerry Falwell Ministries and University and so forth over this incident. That's harmless. oh gosh. The fodder. There's so much I want to make jokes about, but I'm not going to. What I am going to say is that neener. Okay, I got it out of my system. All right. What I am going to say is that this cherry picking thing we all do of Kevin Spacey can't be in a movie, but Michael Jackson and Rick James can still be on the radio, and we forgive this person for their sin, but this person's sin we don't forgive, as Christians, is a real issue. It's a real issue, and honestly, it just goes on and on and on and on the way the games go about this. So today I saw a post on Facebook, and it was one of those Christians who are very, very, very enthusiastic in their support of our current administration. And they posted a list of all the things the horrible Dems have done, and not the officials, but the people, the voters, just the lay people, and how stupid they are and how wrong they are, and called them names, and they listed stuff, and there were certain things in this list that actually were not factual. Some is a matter of opinion, some was fact, and some stuff wasn't factual, and sometimes I get a little carried away and I type. I said, what you said really wasn't true in a couple places, and you kind of know that. You kind of know that's not true. And, but one of the things he said, he said, knowing that he's poking buttons now, one of the things they said was, if Donald Trump raised someone from the dead, the Democrats would find an excuse to complain about it. Probably because they couldn't count them in the census of how many people have died of COVID. That was one of the things listed. And yours truly posted in response to that, if Donald Trump raised someone from the dead, I would be scared shitless and think that maybe he really was the Antichrist. That's what I said. Now, don't judge me yet. Judge me when I'm done. Give me a chance here. Read your Bible. The stories of the Antichrist include miracles, big-ass miracles. Now, what is the biggest miracle Jesus performed? And that was raising someone from the dead, right? So the speculation has always been that someone will come one day and he'll wow the people by raising people from the dead. And I've never once said Trump is the Antichrist. I've said otherwise. I've said otherwise over and over and over again. Biblically speaking, that's really not accurately possible that he's the Antichrist. But if Donald Trump started raising people from the dead, I would probably be saying, now I'm scared. I wouldn't be saying, well, I'm happy. I'd be saying, now I'm scared. I have to be fair. I would be scared if a lot of people started raising people from the dead. Not everyone. I guess I know some people, like myself, like if I raised someone from the dead, I wouldn't be scared. But you never know. You never know. There is a video of me on YouTube called something like, I brought a dead baby back to life, and you can watch that and judge me all you want. But that's what I said. That's what I said. I meant it, I said it, and then I got attacked, royally attacked. And it was fine. I earned it. It was fair. But this one woman came on and said, are you sure you're a Christian minister? Because the Bible says, then she listed something longer than this. Oh, it's all stuck together. Longer than this. This looks like a CVS receipt. Posted something longer than this. It was every scripture in the New Testament about judging people, one after another, written out. Okay? And I was like, wow, good work. She did that in a matter of seconds, so obviously she had it already ready to go to copy and paste to every Christian that says something she doesn't like. So she said it about me, and I go, that was really impressive. I'm going to save that for a future sermon, because it was really good Bible study going on there. But while everyone was still attacking me and yelling at me and saying all these horrible things about my faith and what a joke of a Christian I am and fake minister and all that stuff, I went to her page and saw that recently, she said on her Facebook about someone, and I'm not going to say who it was, but she posted a negative thing about somebody famous doing something bad. And she wrote, this piece of shit doesn't deserve to live. And I commented and I said, you just called a living human being a piece of shit, someone God created, no matter how fallen they are, You said this, yet you come after me, calling me judgmental for saying I'm concerned about the condition of Christianity in the world today, based on the example of the current leadership. I have never in my life called a human being a piece of shit. Never. You will not find anyone that's ever heard me do that. I've never wrote POS on Facebook. There's only one person on planet Earth I ever said was shit. One person. Me. Me. You can Google the shit of God and see what I was talking about. But I said that about me. I might have said it about a group of us, but I put me front and center. But I never called a human being a piece of shit in my life. And I would never, ever say that about anyone, including and not limited to Donald Trump, who was the subject of this conversation. And this is what I want to say is cancel culture is really fascinating. Basically, someone does something you don't agree with, and then they're dead to you. They're dead to you. So what I want to say is should Christians ever participate in cancel culture? I posted hi Dennis, hi Babs. I posted a picture of Jesus wearing a mask, and I wrote, Jesus would wear a mask. And I already spoke on this a couple weeks ago. You can hear what I had to say. And someone I've known for 15 years, another minister, saw it, told me off, and said, and said, it's time for us to be done. Goodbye. And he blocked me. And I was like, okay, whatever, dude. But where in the Bible does it say if someone disagrees with you or if someone sins, to disown them? My Bible says if you save a brother from sinning, if you stop a brother from sinning, you save a soul and cover a multitude of sins, which means if you make the effort to talk to someone and to nurture someone and to minister to someone, there's a chance that they'll stop. But if there's sin and you go, well, fuck off, that's it. You're never going to help them, and you're never going to help all the people they're going to hurt. Therefore, you are now the perpetrator. Just like in all those special victims unit shows I've watched and memorized. If a rape victim doesn't speak up, they're allowing the rapist to go rape other people, and thus makes them a perpetrator, whether they like that or not, whether that's hard to swallow or not. But they're allowing it to continue. Well, we as Christians are the exact same people. We are people that have been hurt in our lives. We are people that have been victimized in our lives, maybe even raped in our lives. And if somebody upsets us and we tell them to fuck off, we shut the door to them, we cancel them, we're no different. What if Jesus did it? Ebony just wrote, if Jesus canceled us, we'd all be lost. We'd all be a mess, And how is that just not something anyone gets? Oh, I hate that. I don't like that. I can't tell you how many Christian friends have canceled me in my life. I don't care. I mean, obviously I care. I have feelings. But hi, Stig. Hi, Ariel. Hi, Stan. I care because I have feelings. But in the long run, these people were high maintenance and no fun to be friends with. So if they decide to just make it impossible for me to ever talk to them again, I'm good with that. But I also know that now I'm acting like them and I'm canceling them in my heart. So I try to pray for people like this. I try to pray for people who cancel me. You hear that? I try to pray for people who cancel me. Why is it okay to cancel Paisley? Why is it okay to cancel Paisley? You know, there may be 5 people alive on planet Earth that have really good reason to fit not in their life anymore. Maybe 5. I don't know who those 5 are, but I picked a number. There won't be more than 5. I don't know. I'm not a threat to anyone. I go knocking on the door. People who don't want me to call them, and I respect boundaries. Maybe there's no one on earth that has any really good reason to yet the number is uncountable for me, how many people have canceled me in my life. And I bet that's true for a lot of you. See, it's funny, a cancel culture, or is it just a cancel culture? You know, is that just what we've become as Christians? You don't agree with me, you're gone. You don't agree with me, you're gone. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. It's only Facebook. It's only Facebook. You know what? Only Facebook. First off, most people, that's the only way of communicating with people now. Second off, most people aren't seeing anything. So social media is all we have. So it's not a fantasy universe. If we've never met and you friend me on Facebook and you find out we have different views of life and you don't want to be friends on Facebook, that's fine. That's totally fine. But if you know me, and at one point in life you loved me, and you say you're a Christian, you love everybody, and it's love a sinner, but not sin. Facebook, you snooze. But nope, you don't like what they say, they disagree with you on your post one day and cancel, 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 cancel. You're an awful Christian, actually, if you do that. Oh, was I being judgmental? Well, take the plank out of your own eye and I'll work on my speck. It's an awful, awful behavior, my gosh. Lindsay Lohan, like, remember when she trashed her career by flashing her underwear, getting a limousine? How many Christians went, oh, that Lindsay Lohan? How many millions of Christians said something about that when it happened? So don't you dare look at me like I've done something wrong if I say that about Jerry Falwell Jr. flashing his underwear on social media. Seriously, someone took her picture signal. Hey, I'm back. Sorry, everybody. I had a wireless boo-boo. Wow. Dominic, you told me that happened to you. Now I know what it looks like. Wow, that's creepy. Lindsay Lohan was drunk and 1/3 Jerry Falwell Jr.'s age, and partying with friends. And when she was getting out of a limo, a paparazzi took a picture of her underwear and put it everywhere. Jerry Falwell Jr. posed. Jerry Falwell Jr. said, "Hey, I'm in my underwear. Take my picture." Be careful if you're judging me for pointing this out. Be careful. I don't care about the picture of Jerry Falwell Jr. in his underwear. I don't care. I thought it was COVID fat, and I thought it was funny. I don't think it's as funny now, but I don't care. You know what I care about? I care about that for decades, women have been saying that he has been sexually inappropriate to them at the college and within the university. Within the ministry. Women have been saying he's been sexually inappropriate with him within the ministry and at the college, that they feel unsafe walking around that environment when he's there. I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned that he's no longer acting president of these ministries over a picture when all those allegations were ignored. Because what this says to me is all those allegations were probably true. They're probably true. His response was, I told my kids I wouldn't be a bad boy anymore and not get my picture taken like that. As someone who's been an embarrassment to their children, wow, that's a dumb thing to say. Cancel, 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 cancel. But you know what? Christians aren't going to cancel him for that. No, they're not going to cancel him for that. They canceled Michael English for being gay, but they didn't cancel Sandy Patty for adultery. We pick and choose what sins are actually sins in our book of what sins are, because we don't read the book that defines what a sin is, called the Bible. No. I remember B.J. Thomas. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful man. If you're not old like me and you don't know who B.J. Thomas is, go to the YouTube and just listen to this voice. Listen to this guy's voice. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful man of God. Most famous for singing Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. But he was a Christian. Well, he's alive. He's a Christian, and he's recorded gospel records. And during a gospel concert, he performed one of his secular hits, and the audience booed him. The Christian audience booed him, and he broke down and cried. Cancel, cancel, cancel. It didn't just start now. Christians have been playing this game forever. Lindsay Lohan's a slut. All the Me Too women are sluts and attention whores. Oh my gosh. How many Christians have I seen call these women attention whores? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyone who knows me knows I do not talk like that. I have a potty mouth. I have the pottiest potty mouth I know, okay? It's like I lost my mouth in an accident and it was replaced with the mouth of a truck driver. However, I reserve it for expletives. And I do not call women slut. I do not call women whore. I don't call women Karen. I don't do that. I am absolutely against all of the above. But I also speak out whenever Melania is slut-shamed on social media. I have from day one. Day one I've done it. That what she did in her past is irrelevant to who she is now. There's no way in hell she'd know she was going to be the First Lady of America ever. And slut-shaming any women hurts all women, period. Women don't think like that, but I do. I should say, not all women think like that. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I'm on a roll. And that's why I don't like Karen. Karen's just the new bitch and whore. And the C word. Doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just whoever we don't like. Karen, Karen, Karen. I'm a Karen. I've been called a Karen, and Michelle Obama, I saw being called a Karen. Yeah, I've said all this. You know that. But anyways, no. We just say whatever we want. But it's funny about that Melania. The same Christians that say, that said Lindsay Lohan is a slut and a bad example for our children, are offended when people say Melania is a slut and a bad example for our country. I've said neither. I might have made Lindsay Lohan jokes. I'm bad, but I wouldn't now if that helps. I wouldn't now. I would never do that now. And I'm old. I've seen the effects of cancel culture. I've seen the effects of people's careers getting ruined over one event. And I'm not sure I think that's right. I don't think that's fair, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't think it's Christian. So if the world wants to chew up and spit out people, the world can do it. But Christians, on the other hand, need to try to save everyone. We need to love everybody. We need to group everybody together. We need to pull them all in. Cancel, cancel, cancel. I talked to B.J. Thomas once. I interviewed him, actually, for an article, and I just love him. And anyone old enough to know who he is knows that he's amazing, and I'm really, really lucky to be someone that got to talk to him. And I brought up that incident, and he just goes, it doesn't happen all the time, but Christians can be really, 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 really mean. Christians can be really, 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 really mean. I'm going to end on Biden. I think. Biden is bad for God. He's bad for the Bible. He's bad, 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 bad. I wish someone were here, please could yell out and call me an asshole right now. What the? Nobody's bad for the Bible. The Bible is going to survive all of us. But man, some people are really bad for God. And I mean PR. I mean giving God a bad name in the world, making Jesus Christ look like the biggest dick ever. I'll tell you. Person doing that is someone that's publicly saying that person, but not me. I'm great. I'm a great Christian. Wait, gosh. Christians. Wake up. See the division, see the destruction in this country, in this world. See an epidemic out of control. See no compassion. See not one word of godly compassion. Not one public prayer for humanity. Think about this. Can you imagine if the pastor of your church never once said, we need to have a moment of silence for the people in our congregation we've lost to COVID? Can you imagine if the pastor of your church never said, we need to pray as a group for the people affected by COVID? I'm sorry. Our American leaders take it upon themselves to wave their spirituality in front of us. It's sort of like in court. You're not allowed to ask certain questions unless the person brings the right thing up. So, prosecutors try to trick people into bringing stuff up, and they turn to the judge. Aha! Now I can go there. It's the same thing. If you're going to work somewhere and you're just going to be a worker and never tell anyone you're a Christian, you're not going to be held to any Christian accountability. If I comment on people's posts and I say, I think your post sucks, I'm not going to be held in accountability for a Christian. But if I open with, and I always do, as a Christian minister, and then I say what I say, I have raised the stakes of my accountability. And if I stand in front of any country waving a Bible and saying, I go to church and I believe this, and my opponent is not a good enough Christian for you, we open the door to some speculation. And all I want to say is, not one word of compassion. Nothing. Not a prayer, not a call to prayer, not a moment of silence. Zip. Nothing, 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 nothing. Let's put it in perspective. Bill Clinton kneeled at the gravesite of John F. Kennedy during his campaign and his presidency for that photo op. A moment of respect, even about that, but not one single word. Not one single word of, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry that this is happening. We need to band together. We need to pray together. We need to show the world that we have God on our side here. Nothing. You know who did that? Ronald Reagan did that about AIDS. Ronald Reagan let years go by of human beings dying of AIDS before he would even mention the word, because he hated the queers. They were bad for his presidency. Christians, God cares about a fucking bird. A bird. That's what Jesus said was the example. That was the standard. One fucking bird doesn't die without God knowing it. And Jesus mentioned it. Jesus said it. And said how much that mattered to God. How much that mattered to God. And how much more than that stupid fucking bird do you matter to God. Do you matter to God? You matter to God. You matter to God. They matter to God. Everyone who's died matters to God. And nobody has stopped the world and said, let's have a day of prayer. Let's band together and pray to God that this stops in America. Not one of our leaders have done that. Not one. But they play golf. They dangle people's unemployment over their head like a carrot. And they point to other people and say, they're bad for God. They're bad for the Bible. Look in the mirror, bro. Look in the mirror. Christians, wake up. Christians, wake up. This is really happening in your time. This is what's happening in your time. This is the time to say, no, no. You do not get to speak for my God. You do not get to represent me. You don't like Paisley? Go somewhere else. But don't let a fool, a clown, a liar, a false prophet, or an antichrist represent your Jesus. In Jesus' name. Amen? Thank you all for being here. I'm running out of juice. Okay, and so is my phone. And please donate to my ministry. And please love me even if you don't agree with me. And please pray for my friend Stig. He's got stuff going on with his family. And he just posted. So please pray. And thank you all for being here. I hear that this thing cuts off when I finish, but because of a delay, you don't get to see the end. So I'm going to walk away, and let's see how long the delay lasts, and then I will hit finish. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Eileen. I saw you. Sherry and everyone else. I love you guys. Bye. Are you still here? Goodbye. My Ferris Bueller moment.